Today we're talking about the Hertz rental car company and its plan to slow down its EV expansion. But before we get into that, the explosive growth in artificial intelligence in recent years, crowned with the meteoric rise of generative AI chatbots like ChatGPT, has seen the technology take on many tasks that formerly only human minds could handle. But despite their increasingly capable linguistic computations, these machines' learning systems remain surprisingly inept at making the sorts of cognitive leaps and logical deductions that even the average teenager can consistently get right. In this week's Hitting the Books excerpt, A Brief History of Intelligence, Evolution, AI, and the 5 Breakthroughs That Make Our Brains, AI entrepreneur Max Bennett explores the quizzical gap in computer competency by exploring the development of the organic machine AIs are modeled after, the human brain. Focusing on the 5 evolutionary breakthroughs amidst myriad genetic dead ends and unsuccessful offshoots that led our species to our modern minds, Bennett also shows that the same advancements that took humanity eons to evolve can be adapted to help guide development of the AI technologies of tomorrow. In an excerpt, we take a look at how generative AI systems like GPT-3 are built to mimic the predictive functions of the neocortex, but still can't quite get a grasp on the vagaries of human speech. Check out the excerpt at Engadget.com. In 2021, Hertz announced that it was going to order 100,000 electric vehicles from Tesla by the end of 2022. Turns out the car rental company is far from being able to reach that number still, and it may take a while to get to 100,000, if it even gets there, because it's slowing down its plans to electrify its fleet. During the company's third quarter earnings call, CEO Stephen Scher said Hertz's in-fleeting of EVs will be slower than its prior expectations. Hertz reported a 13% margin for the quarter, which Scher said would have been several points higher if not for the cost challenges associated with EVs. One of the factors that affected the company's margins was depreciation, compounded by the one-third drop in retail prices of the electric cars in its fleet. Tesla had implemented several price cuts over the past year, slashing the Model S and X prices by nearly 20% in September. In addition, the CEO said that EVs are costing Hertz about twice in terms of damage cost repair than a conventional internal combustion engine vehicle. He said the company is working directly with Tesla to look at its car's performance and lower the risk of damage, as well as when it comes to parts procurement and labor. The company disclosed in its earnings report that 80% of its EVs are made up of Tesla vehicles, which means it has 35,000 Teslas in its fleet out of 50,000. As CNBC explains, EVs come with their own set of maintenance challenges, potentially brought about by their heavier weight. Aside from those two factors, moving a portion of its EV fleet from ride-sharing use to leisure had affected its margins as well. Hertz rents Tesla EVs to Uber and Lyft drivers, and it's now planning to move the vehicles it removed from the pool back to its ride-sharing business. Scher said Hertz remains committed to its long-term plan to electrify its fleet, but it's going to pace itself while it looks for solutions to its EV-related issues. The CEO talked about how taking on EVs by other manufacturers, like GM, could address some of the problems it's facing. He expects Hertz to be able to purchase them at an appreciably lower price point than the prices it paid for its Tesla vehicles. He also thinks that those cars will likely speak to lower incidence of damage as well as to a lower cost of parts and labor. GM and other traditional automakers have a broad parts supply network nationwide established over the decades, which will make it easier and potentially cheaper due to aftermarket availability to procure components. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Mariella Moon and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.